All right, public safety and the criminal justice system is where we're going next, guys. In a recent NBC, Chicago, Telemundo, Sun-Times, and WBEZ poll, the top issue for Black Chicago is criminal justice reform and no cash bail. You guys know this is a big topic. It's a controversial topic, and it's supported by State's Attorney Kim Foxx. What is your position on no cash bail? We're going to go in reverse order and start with you, Congressman Garcia.
Thank you. Cash bail is a practice that says that people who are arrested for violent crimes shouldn't be able to get out simply because they can come up with the cash, while people who are charged with an offense who don't have access to money languish in jail. It's about fairness, and it gives judges still the ability to decide on every individual case. It's been in place in Washington, D.C. for, I believe, 15 years. You don't read about it in the Washington Post. You don't hear about people getting out and committing all kinds of crimes. It is about fairness, it is about equity, and it is about ending the school-to-pipeline prison business and industry.
All right, you support no cash bail, right?
Yes.
All right. Alderman Sawyer?
I must join Representative Garcia in this particular statement. I do also support the reformations to cash bail. The bail is supposed to be used to guarantee appearance in court. That's really the prime purpose of bail. And you should not be subjected to that just because you don't have money. So I support that initiative. I support what they did in the state in this regard. And it's correct. Judges still have the authority to keep someone in jail if they feel that they are a threat to others or a threat to society in general. That portion still stands, and I still support that as well.
All right. Mayor Lightfoot.
I, too, support no cash bail. Cook County Jail should not be a debtor's prison. But I think the concern is who is getting out on bail. And the concern is specifically around community safety. Right now, today, there are about 1,900 people charged with things like murder, attempted murder, using a gun in the commission of a violent felony, who are walking the streets on electronic monitoring where nobody is monitoring them. That's just under the sheriff's program. So while absolutely we should get rid of no cash bail, we should hold violent, dangerous, and habitual offenders accountable and hold them pre-trial. It's not about their constitutional rights. It's not about their day in court. All of those things are sacrosanct, but also sacrosanct is the right of people to be able to feel safe in their communities.
Okay. And Mr. Vallis.
Look, I support no cash bail with the following distinctions. One is you have to distinguish between violent offenders and not violent offenders. Number two, you have to distinguish between habitual offenders. CWDB follows individuals who have committed violent crimes, who have been out on pretrial release. Guess what? 15% of the murders and the shootings were caused by people out on pretrial release. And when you look at those people who have been released, a lot of times they've been arrested for 6 or 7 felonies, but yet they're still being released. So the question here is, how do we distinguish between violent and nonviolent offenders and just not leave it up to the discretion of the judges? And how do we deal with the issue of habitual offenders who have been arrested for the 5th or 6th felony?
I have a follow-up to that. Who better than the judges to determine whether or not someone should or should not be on bail?
Well, the problem is they're not making that determination all the time, or they're at least not making the right determination. I mean, 15% of those individuals who have committed murder or have shot somebody have been out on pretrial release programs. There's a real problem with this. And if you look at the individuals who are being released right now, a lot of times they've been arrested for multiple felonies. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to have bail reform, you need to distinguish between violent offenders and not violent offenders and habitual offenders.
Mm-hmm. Commissioner Johnson, your thoughts?
Yeah, it is the right thing to do, and judges are the best position. They are elected to be able to make that distinction, and particularly for black folks, where we fought hard to get more black judges elected. I will trust the discretion of judges in this particular dynamic to determine what is a violent offense and what is not. Look, it's a serious problem, public safety for all of us. My wife and I are raising our children in Austin. We love the west side of Chicago, but it is one of the more violent communities in the entire city. So that's why we have to take it seriously and be smart about it. It really requires us to invest, promoting 200 more detectives, making sure that we double the amount of young people that are hired. That's in my plan. Make sure that we execute the consent decree with all expediency. Public safety is really about investing in the people of Chicago, and my plan does that.
All right. As we're back, and we apologize, we had some audio problems, but we will pick back up with Mr. Willie Wilson, and I will repeat the question for you, Mr. Wilson. In a recent NBC Chicago, Telemundo, Sun-Times, and WBEZ poll, the top issue for Black Chicago is criminal justice reform. No cash bail is a controversial reform supported by State's Attorney Kim Foxx. What is your position on no cash bail?
As I was saying before, is that, look, I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars getting people out of jail for misdemeanor and nonviolent. Some of the people in jail didn't even know why they was in jail. They hadn't even had a trial for 6 months, even maybe a year. Some people was in there just for stealing some food to help take and feed their families. I think whether you African American, Latino American, white American, any American, fairness is fair. But we have to get together and talk about it and work it out. Because if 50% of the people one way and the other 50% the other way, doesn't make the problem go away. We have to get together and work it out and do it that way. The answer direct to your question, if you commit a crime.
Do you support it? So you obviously you support no cash bail,
well,
right? Yeah.
Got to move on.
But we're out of time. That's all. State Rep Buckner, you were saying.
Not only do I support the ending of cash bail in Illinois, but I helped write a good deal of the law. And I'm extremely proud of that. Listen, we've got to be very honest about how we got here and the roots of cash bail in this country. It has its roots in the transatlantic slave trade. It has its roots in 1830s type slave bounties for people who look like me. And we cannot continue a system like that. I would never apologize for aggressively attacking a system that treats you better if you're rich and you're guilty than if you're poor and you're innocent. We've got work to do in this space to make sure that we are doing the things to keep all of us safe, but we can't keep spewing numbers that aren't true. What we do know is that at least 50 people in Cook County tonight are walking around free on murder charges because they had the money to bond out. That is not a system that keeps us safe.
Alderwoman Sophia King.
Yes, I believe no cash bail is more equitable. You know, there are a lot of violent, rich criminals who are able to bond themselves, so I think we'll be safer for that. But we need a comprehensive plan that makes our entire city safe. We have that. We have a plan that puts hundreds of millions of dollars into violence intervention. We also have a plan that puts more police in all of our communities. We know that they are inequitably distributed, and then when most people call 911, there aren't the presence there. But we also are looking at alternative responses to police. We know that over 50% of calls to 911 are for nonviolent issues like mental health insecurities, like homeless insecurities. We really need a comprehensive plan that makes the entire city safe. We have that.
Thank you. And Jay Mulgrew.
Yes, I definitely agree with no cash bail. And the real problem is the fact that the police aren't doing their jobs when it comes to actually bringing forth evidence to judges so that judges can make the right decision. And we got to do more of that, which is why we must increase the amount of detectives and focus on the root causes of what's going on. And it's not no cash bail in public safety. It's investing into neighborhoods, making sure that they have the resources that they deserve. And real quick, you know, Brandon Johnson continues to bring up, you know, him in Austin. But the reality of the situation is that he's faking his way through this race. He is lying and trying to make progressive white people on the north side believe that he cares about black people. But look on the west side. The west side is almost half the people are living in poverty, including children, and don't have the resources that they deserve. Stop lying to people and be honest.
Thank you, Mr. Green.
Commissioner, you deserve an opportunity to reply to that.
Sure. Look, I'm not going to take responsibility for white supremacy. Look, the fact of the matter is that we have lived under structural imbalance for a very long time. And I'm happy to have a multi-generational, multicultural movement that has obviously prepared me and has propelled me into a front runner status. I appreciate the attacks because it's going to make the city of Chicago stronger.